The other thing that I really, really liked about Zen is Zen values doubt. As a matter of fact, Zen says that doubt is sacred. Zen says that the riddle of life and death can actually be broken down into the great faith and the great doubt. This is the dilemma of life, the great faith and the great doubt. What is the great faith? The great faith is that intuition, that hunch, that sense that we have that there's something going on. As a famous physicist said recently, there's more occurring in the universe than we imagine or we can possibly imagine. We might see a baby's face or a smile or something like that that just says, wow, there's got to be more to life. There's got to be something behind this whole thing. On the other hand, we have the great doubt. The great doubt says everywhere we look, we see nonsense, ridiculousness, people living absurd lives. We see it in ourselves so much. We're riddled with contradictions. The great doubt says nothing is going on here. It's a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. And what happens to us so much in life, according to Zen, is we spend our lives flip-flopping between these two poles. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we're great faith adherents. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, when things go wrong, we're great doubt adherents. And this is what is slowly driving us mad. Uncertainty. We can never make up our mind once and for all what is really going on here and what is the answer. And Zen masters say to you, great, now I have you right where I want you. And so what Zen masters are constantly working against are the two enemies of the tension between the great faith and the great doubt. That tension between those two things is what turns you into a seeker and makes you need to answer these questions. On the side of the great faith, what really is the enemy of this tension, of this explosive energy, of this creative process, is complacency. Complacency happens when we start leaning on beliefs. Oh, well, I'll find out what's going to happen to me when I die. Oh, well, I'll take what the preacher's word for it. I believe this, I believe that. This becomes complacency. This is what in the Christian tradition is called cheap grace. There's nothing more for me to do. I believe all the right things, and I'll just live my life in kind of a good way and see what happens. That's complacency. On the other hand, when the great doubt gets the upper hand in our minds, then we become cynics. Everybody who believes in anything is full of it. It's all just wishful thinking. There's no use. There is no truth. There is no answers. It's all relative. I might as well just keep on doing what I'm doing, and cynicism takes over. No. If you work with a Zen teacher, and especially when I was working with my Zen teacher, every time he found you, he wanted religious realists. He wanted spiritual realists. Every time he saw you leaning into a belief structure that was giving you complacency, he'd say, well, what about this? If God is all loving, how could this be true? On the same sense, as soon as you wanted to throw up your hands and say everything's futile, he would turn to you and he'd say, by the way, futility is futile.